No, you can't.
What are we gonna do with that?
Alright. Hello everyone, welcome to episode 2 of Nerd Talk Be Advised. We were just talking about acronyms, I think it should be the other way around. But anyway, we have our topics here on the bottom. And trying to remember, I wanted to keep the intro sort of similar, but I have no clue how we did it last time. So we'll just go from here.
Welcome!
Thanks for coming, everybody. We don't need to do introductions. If you want, you can see that in the last episode. But, I mean, I'm MassNERDerer. We have Mr. Time himself, Culprit008, and I always call him the puppy, even though he wants to pronounce that. How do you pronounce it?
Just puppy.
Okay.
You just cut out that whole first part. Ignore it.
Amazing.
It's not there. it's silent. Yes, Captain Amazing. I don't want to rip on Captain Obvious, though.
I was going to say, he might show. He's here already. Yeah.
Trademark.
And he's already getting
Sorry,
messages deleted. What are you doing? Another one deleted,
don't
too.
Don't go in the penalty box again. Don't go in the penalty box.
Yeah, he got... Captain Obvious, I think, was the only person who got timeout last time. So
Captain Mute.
Yeah, you gotta watch out for Moobot here.
Yeah,
right?
Moobot will get you. Moobot's vicious.
Hey, you know, sometimes you gotta bring... He's the hammer carrier right now.
We're all too nice. We need an enforcer.
Yeah, we just want to sit and talk. We want to go all caps and smiley faces all over, but we need someone to keep us straight here. Clappy, welcome. I don't think I've seen you before. Lotion King, Crazy Cookies, Notable.
That was good guys from my platoon.
Oh, nice.
Eggroll from the platoon, yeah.
Don't know either of them. Agent Eggroll and Clappy, welcome.
Showing support, fellas. I like it.
Like
all right.
That's popular.
Perfect. So I think we're
half amazing.
With this, with our first topic here, we're sort of carrying on from last time. So if you saw the last one we discussed, I don't know what we discussed, but one of the things we discussed in there was spawn camping. And we're sort of carrying that over, and we're going a little more broad into cheap tactics. And so you can go back, you can watch the next one that's, you know, on the Twitch. I think on all of our channels, you can find a little recap and some good stuff there. But we're going to move into cheap tactics and sort of discussing, you know, how we feel about all these tactics, because we've talked about spawn trapping, if that was cheap or not, and I think we'll move in. So who wants to start us off on maybe bringing up a cheap tactic, and we can go from there?
I can take a lead on this one, just because...
you're cheap?
You're the authority on cheap tactics.
Totally cheap. I got it down.
Got a question about cheap tactics? Go to puppy.
Yeah. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. All right. So like, you know, what is a cheap tactic? You know, in everyone's opinion, it's going to differ, obviously. But like with close quarters, you're starting to see some really dirty stuff.
Wow.
You know, anybody that has it already, I'm sure you've already run into it. C4 sitting right on top of the objective everywhere. Now, some people are saying it's not cheap. I really disagree. I wish they had just taken out C4 for close quarters altogether, because you can get 8 kills in one, you know, off of one flag, just because that's how groups travel. I mean, it's ridiculous. So it's 8 kills. That's the whole team.
Yeah.
Right.
Just because you threw C4 on the objective and then hid in a corner. I mean, no.
So I guess
I agree.
Yeah.
It's banned on my server. I don't like it. I don't think it has a lot of. Yeah, you got to push a button and you got to time it right, but I just think it takes such away from the game itself. I don't like it at all.
So I think really when you start, you know, discussing cheap tactics, it's like, what is cheap, what is not cheap, and we're going broad. So I think we want to narrow in on a few specific ones, and then sort of, you know, how do we think they're cheap, why, and then go a little more broad into other games and stuff as well. And you guys in the chat are more than welcome to post some things we might think about. But let's start with C4. And then, Tom, we can start with you. I mean, how do you feel about C4 traps?
What are you supposed to do with C4? Put it in a high-traffic area and wait till they're there. And
well, you can't blow anything up on those maps, so you might as well use it on an MCOM, right?
Yes, and a lot of people seem to think C4's major use is blowing up tanks. You got to sneak up. If you know where people are going to be, yeah, sure, that's the way they expect it to be used. I'm not at all surprised when I see it, and you know, unless the server specifically says no, you probably should expect it. Otherwise, what are you going to do with support?
Well, so, I mean, like, I can understand, like, obviously you got to have a use for support and everything, but what are the claymores for? I mean, the claymores are vicious on that map. And to me, like, if I get killed by a claymore on a close quarters map, it's whatever. Like, oh, I didn't see it. You know, that guy put it in a clever spot. But C4, seriously, like, the only way to counter it is to pre-nade the flags. And
even that doesn't get it all the time.
Yeah.
It won't get all of it anyway.
I don't know. That's one that just gets me really riled up. I'm sorry.
No, I'm with you.
It's a really interesting thing, though, because I think with all cheap tactics, they're cheap because they're effective. You know, and sort of like, if I'm really good and I run around and get, 100 kills with a gun, there's going to be people in that game who think, wow, that gun must be overpowered, And I think people are always going to think that. So, I'm still like, you, Puffy and Culprit, you guys seem a little convinced these are cheap. Time, you seem a little like this is all fair. And I'm sort of like, it's fair unless it happens to me, and then I'm like, this is cheap because you just killed me. But it's true that that's a pretty realistic tactic, is it not? To like have a C4 trap. You get kills, you're protecting the thing, but it's like annoying. And I think
it's annoying.
Sometimes
maybe they should make it more visible then.
Yeah.
More you can see it then. I mean, it just blends in too much, in my opinion.
You can spot it, right?
Yeah,
you can spot it.
Balance it a little bit.
Yeah, but if you spot it, like it shows up really well. But like, all right, obviously cheap tactics. I have done it. As much as I hate it, I have done it. I'm not gonna lie to anybody.
That's why you started it off.
I still will do it because, like you said, it's effective. But like, you can throw it on the roof and on a lot of the dom points. You can just throw it on the roof. They'll never spot it up there, and a nade will not knock it off. So I mean, what are you gonna do there? I mean, people don't look up.
A lot of guys in the chat are talking about C4ing a Jeep and jihad jeeping.
Yes.
See, that to me takes some skill. That takes some effort. I'm okay with that. You take a lot of work and you get it. It's epic. It's great. It's just on an MCOM. It's like, what are you supposed to do? To me, it's two different things. It's apples and oranges.
Any game you have something like C4, putting it on control points, MCOMs, that's going to be a thing. I mean, if you don't want to see that, you have to take it out. It's the things that the developer knows are going to happen, and I don't know if they just don't. Like, they're not... You get this idea that they play test with each other, and they're not willing to be assholes to each other.
They've said that. They've said that's the case.
Yeah. But what was my favorite one from Modern Warfare 2 was if you got a care package marker, for whatever reason, it made you a little bit faster. And you throw on the commando perk for the increased knife lunge, and yeah, you've disarmed yourself, but you kind of teleport to people and knife them and run around really fast. And that was really silly. And people, that maybe it's cheap, it's really weird, but you're definitely putting yourself at a disadvantage. And people just don't expect it, so that's why they call it cheap normally.
What I'm struggling with is trying to differentiate between what does cheap actually mean. I think I mentioned something in the chat. I asked, okay, let's hear all their opinion. What do they think about, is it fair or is it not fair? And maybe fair wasn't the best use of words.
Right.
Because, I think
it is fair.
It's a legit tactic. It's probably, everyone put no. We have almost all no for, a few people it's fair, yes, but it's cheap at the same time. And that's what I was like, Diesel mentioned. I'm like, okay, maybe they are two different things. Because, it's just how do you define cheap? Because if it's effective, I don't know, if you're trying anything to win. And some people are,
Campers are cheap.
Only some people only care about winning. Some people don't give a crap about anything, and both types of people I think can be annoying sometimes. People who rage because they lost once, get over yourself, it's a video game. But then people who do nothing, you're like, would you do something? I don't want to just sit here and lose all the time. So it's like, I guess I'm in this middle ground where I sort of sway back and forth. But with cheap, how would you guys define cheap? Is cheap just saying, okay, you can do that, but you're being a dick right now? Or is it more like, what are we defining as cheap?
Most people are going to see it when they get stuck in a situation where once they're there, it's over. They can't do anything. And so it's like, you stepped onto the conquest point, and there was C4 on it. Congratulations, you're dead. You shouldn't have stepped in. Stuff like that. Or you ran indoors and someone had a shotgun, or had commando and care package marker, and you got knifed. It's those situations where you have to know beforehand that it's coming, or be prepared to deal with it, because once you're in that situation, it's over. And it's usually the unconventional stuff.
I like what Corrupt said. He just said in the chat, cheap is getting kills without exposing yourself to danger. I think that's spot on right there.
Well, it's like the guys on, was it Karg Island? They C4 Claymore both sides of the container, and then they go in the middle of the container. So, and they're shooting out, and you go to get them, and you hit a Claymore. It's kind of,
where I go, you have any... It's weird because I feel like, man, you put a good squad in there, and you have one good call-out, you've just rendered that, idiot pretty much useless because now you know. But it can screw you up. There's sometimes in Squad Rush where I play by myself. And so C4 and Claymores, which I think we'll go into Claymores a little bit more. Right now I want to focus on C4. But I can be like, get 3 kills, and I'm right there. My team's not doing anything. This is like my chance. And then I feel like I got a cheap death, and I call it that at the moment, but it's like, man, I outplayed these guys. I don't always, but in this situation, I might outplay them. So I'm maybe better than them. Should they say, well, we won't C4 the trap? And I'm different than you, Puppy. I don't use C4. I don't use Claymores. I've tried to use Claymores a little bit, but I just put them randomly. Like, I'm literally just running around and I just drop it.
How
to me, I consider it cheap, but it's, I don't know. I don't think I would... I consider it cheap for myself. Maybe I'm not trying to be high and mighty. I'm just like, I don't want to do that. And maybe it goes back to video making. I don't want to put that on video. I don't want someone to see me, so I don't do it.
Trying to set an example.
Yeah.
You're trying to set an example. I'm the same way. You won't see me do it, no matter how frustrated I get, because I just feel like, I don't know, it doesn't take any skill in my opinion. I'd rather, I mean, I enjoy overcoming that, like you're talking about. It does make the win better, and, you know, it can be really fun if the guys are cheesing or camping or whatever, and you still win, like we were talking about last time. It makes it better, but you won't see me doing it, because, like you said, I feel like it's stooping to their level, almost.
Oh, does it have to be at least somewhat effective to be cheesy or cheap?
Well, it's like everybody raged about the USAS frags, everybody raged about the dart, but there's not that much of a stir about smoke, because it's just not that effective. It's just as much a glitch, but it's just not as lethal. So it's just as much, like I said, a glitch, but it doesn't kill that many people, so it's not that much rage to it. But so yeah, it absolutely has to be effective. Yeah. Well, Chalk, who's in here, saw me the other night. We were playing Rush, and I couldn't even put smoke down for the team, and I finally figured out why. So I was shooting to the horizon. It was ridiculous. But yeah, it's not as effective, so people don't rage about it as much. It's absolutely, it's the same thing, and it's any game too. It's not just Battlefield 3.
All right, so I think before we move on to more cheap tactics, I'm going pretty quick, but on this specific one, we should all go around and just give our vote. I mean, do you get mad when you see it done? Do you do it yourself, and do you consider it cheap? And that can be whatever your definition of cheap is. And so I'll start us off. And I think it's cheap. I don't think it's fair to get mad at anyone for doing it. I think it's a completely fair move. Like you said, it's no skill, but it's like, I guess you have enough skill to know where to put it, and to fire it at the right time. And I don't have the brains to kill you first or to grenade it first. So I won't do that kind of stuff generally. I haven't done C4 traps ever. I don't think I'll ever do it. I consider it cheap, but I also consider it fair. Tom, we want to go to you. What do you think?
You lost me again. What was it?
Do you think so? Let's on C4 traps. Yeah. Do you think it's cheap? Do you use the tactic? And do you think would you get mad at people for using it, or do you get mad at people for using it?
I'm not going to get mad at someone using it. I know they had to run support. I mean, if we're going to go on that example, they had to use support. They had to put it down. They gave up something else to do that, and for me stepping on the point without noticing it, it's the end of that.
Bring up
on the occasion that if I'm running support, I'm probably going to be C4 and Dom points.
Yes.
I do it in Call of Duty, I do it in Battlefield. Unless the server says no, I don't run support very often, I'm probably going to be doing it.
Yeah.
See, in Call of Duty doesn't bother me as much just because the explosion radius is so much smaller. I mean, yeah, does it still kill people with one C4? Yeah, sure, but like, the radius is what? Like, if you had to guess, maybe 5 meters. Whereas in Battlefield, it feels like it's 12 or 15 at times.
Since there's 27 C4 everywhere, and then 2 guys put it down, but 1 guy detonates, and there's 26 C4 going off. I mean, for me, the definition is in the server. If the server allows it, I gotta put up with it, and I'm not gonna GG the guy after he kills me, but I'll rage a little bit because I hate tactics like that. But I know that's me, and I know I play in a different rule set than most people. But on my server, I'll kick you. I just don't want any part of it. It's just like, I mean, I'm just likely to kick a sniper on a hill 300 yards back. I just want a certain play type for me. But on another server, if it allows it, you just got to put up with it. You got to pre-nade. I mean, that makes the frag perk really crucial at that point.
Yeah, see, I run my own server too, and Puppy here is an admin for my server, and we talked about that, and I'm like, pretty much, my rule, don't kick anybody. I'm like, if he wants to sit and snipe, he has the right to sit and snipe. See, that's me. I'm like, this is your game too.
You're too nice.
Yeah, I am, but because we have different opinions on this tactic, these things, I don't think...
My server's empty, yours is busy too, so, I mean...
Anyway,
it's true.
But I don't think sniping on a ledge is bad. I don't think it's fun.
No,
but I feel
like
this
is another topic, I guess.
yeah, we can talk. But so
there's a difference between sniping and recon, and that's how I define it.
Yes, very
so
true.
we can let's move in. Let's mention just other tactics we find cheap. So we can go to C4ing jeeps, jihad jeeps. I don't mean to offend anyone with the term jihad, but I think that's what's commonly known as.
Commonly accepted.
But we don't need to go into that whole like is it cheap or not. I just want to do it once to sort of give us a ground. But you know, how do we feel about C4 and jeeps? I think we talked about it a little bit. You say it's a little more tactically. I mean, it's a pretty nice way to get rid of
skill.
Yeah,
I don't know about tactical, but yeah, at least I can recognize that takes some skill. That takes some forethought, some effort. you know.
See, you know,
and it's funny.
It's I guess it's something developers can't get rid of. My opinion is if they could, they would. But it's like you can't have team killing in normal, so you can't get rid of it, right? Because, you know, I throw C4 on Puppy's Jeep, Puppy runs in, I detonate it, he lives. Like, I feel like that's a glitch. And I don't want to get ahead to the next topic, but to me that's a glitch, but it's a glitch with no possible solution, which is why they haven't done anything. I mean, it was in Bad Company 2, and Bad Company 2 it actually really did upset me. But
at least when you get jihad jeeped, as you're the guy in the tank say, it's as much your fault as that. I mean, come on, it's not hard to stop a jihad jeep. It takes one shot, it's gone. But I mean, it's just kind of like,
say you're in like an urban environment down a road, you're in a tight corner, you're engaging one way. You can't always. I get, you know, all these cheap tactics. I think you could avoid it if you were. But
right, that could be said for everything. Yeah.
That could be said for just playing in game, though. I mean, you could have avoided getting killed by looking the other way.
Yeah.
It's just looking in the right spot at the right time.
I'm just not a vehicle guy, so I don't mind it.
The vehicle one that I get tired of is having NGs in the helicopter repairing it.
Yeah.
It's been better or worse at times in the game's life cycle, but when it was really good, it was annoying because you could not take a helicopter down.
It was impossible.
So do you consider that a cheap tactic?
I'd call that fairly cheap, just to have an NG sitting there repairing your helicopter. And yeah, it takes people out of the game, but if you actually have to deal with the helicopter, it is so annoying, and there's almost no way to stop it.
Yeah, at that one point, yeah, it was when the repair was one of the it was impossible. And I remember that's actually when I was like fed up with playing certain maps because I played a map on Rush, no Shower Canals, I believe it was. No, I'm sorry, I don't remember which.
The little thing was Caspian.
It has a scout chopper on it.
Yeah, I don't remember which one it was. I'm sorry, but we could not take down the helicopter, and we had 3 people, the squad, me and 2 other people not here, shooting at it non-stop, and we're getting hit markers, and we couldn't take it down. And I don't know, cheap tactics are interesting because I feel like repairing a helicopter is 100% legit. I mean, that's what you're supposed to do. It makes sense, and I like you can repair it, but at the same time, it's like it's cheap because it's like annoying to deal with, and I think that's where cheap tactics.
You run out of rockets before they run out of repair tool.
Yes.
So
It'd be cool if they had like charges in the repair tool.
Yeah, you have some cooldown on it, but yeah.
So I think this is good. Just bring up these cheap tactics, and if we have, you know, who considers them cheap, who doesn't consider them cheap, keep getting in the chat. I think that would be interesting. So we can go. If you want to move into claymores, how we feel about claymores in general. You know,
perfectly legitimate. Ever since the last patch, not the last patch, the patch that made it to where they disappear after you die, I feel it's perfectly legitimate because, you know, if before the patch I felt it was cheap because you could die trying to get a claymore down somewhere just to block off an area. But now you have to stay alive, and to me it makes it legit. It's just a way of covering your back end, so to speak. I mean,
claymores, I don't.
You could crouch by them. I mean,
nah. Well, what do you think, Culprit?
I was just gonna say, unless you claymore a door and then you're crouching in the room, or that kind of thing. But there's no stopping that for any gadget.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're gonna use it tactically to stop a flank route while you watch another one, I see it more as a tool. But unfortunately, tools use it too. So I mean, it's another thing. It's the developers try to put these things in. Like, everybody talks about, flashbangs would be great, but then if you stop and think about it, you're like, God, can you imagine what people would do with flashbangs?
Resupply, standing on a resupply.
I'm just saying, yeah. I mean, people always think about it like, put it in the hands of good players, like everybody here. It'd be really fun. It's tactical. It's another tool, but put it in the hands of tools, and it's going to be a nightmare. So claymores can be great, but they can be really annoying too. But they're pretty counterable too. So
they're fairly hard to use, and if they spot them, they know they're looking for them. have a hard time getting kills.
What I'm seeing in the chat too, people saying things about like the repair tool and it should have a fuel counter or it needs to be resupplied, and I think all that stuff's great. And I think for all these things, we could all come up with like, this is how you would solve it. But it's like we got to really think, well, what could that cause an issue for? Is that really, if everything needs resupply for a game that's already sort of slow, you slow it down more, you know, and that's all you're going to get is someone in a helicopter to leave the battle longer. But on Claymores, going to what I think would help, and you know, everyone has their own opinion. I think it should light up. In Call of Duty, the Claymores have red lights, you know, and you can the
lasers,
yeah, easier for me to see. And I feel like these Claymores are a little hard to see, and so it makes, I don't know, I get upset by it because I'm like, man, I didn't see it there. You know, I know Puppy, you might suffer there, but me and Puppy both sort of had bad vision. His a different, worse sense than mine. But with colorblind, like some of these dark colors blend. I don't consider it a cheap tactic, but I feel like
you can still spot them. No.
Yeah, it's one of the things that annoy me.
It's definitely annoying.
No, yeah, I think COD, again, you know, I don't like promoting COD with their last... The other ones were great, just to get my opinion out there, but they had it set up too where the Claymores were right before it blew up, it gave that little click. So you even had like an audio cue to let you know, hey, you're in trouble in about half a second.
Yeah.
I mean, they could have done something like that. Well, I mean, they kind of do, but...
It wasn't enough delay to give you an option
not
to do much.
You have no time to react.
Yeah, I mean, I think you have a lot more of a counter. You know, you have the flak jacket perk and things like that, crouch walk, things like that. So, and we've all played enough now that we kind of know the popular spots. And maybe the day will come for C4 with that as well. But so I mean, like you're playing TDM to warm up, and some guys Claymore and Stairways. I mean, that's just cheese. I mean, it's TDM really, but you're never gonna stop idiots like that. But as far as just a tactic, I don't mind Claymore so much. I mean, if they took them out of the game, I wouldn't cry a second.
Yeah.
But they're in there, and I know how to deal with them. So I'm hoping C4 turns out to be the same way. But
it's funny. We're looking at support kit, like as they take them out. I mean, the support kit's already, I think, fairly disadvantaged. And it's sort of funny that I guess Time brought up the point earlier. It's like, well, they have to run the support kit, and that's why if you watch like competitive gaming, they would like Claymores, they would like C4 on the objective if they could, but no one's going to run support kit. You know, they're just screw this.
Too much of a sacrifice.
And that could be something we can talk about kits later. I think someone mentioned that discussing kits, but so let's move on. What other things do we sort of want to discuss as being cheap? Anyone in the chat got ideas?
Well, I was going to say that. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I personally I've gotten hate mail for head glitching. Straight up, like, hate mail for days for head glitching. To me, that's a valid tactic, man. Like, that's been in every first-person shooter since the dawn of first-person shooters.
And there's nothing you can do about it.
Been there.
I think this term, and I think Almost Vanished, maybe he was in here a minute ago, I don't know if he still is, but we had a big talk about this. You know, me and Time in PTFO, I sort of freely use the term head glitching. And I think some people hear that and they're like, glitch, you're horrible, you cheaters. For me, head glitching is like in this screen. You can see my head coming over the top of my name in the podcast. To me, I'd call that a head glitch. My gun wouldn't be up here, it'd be down here. But in the game, the gun's here. So I'm head glitching because of the fact that only my head's sticking out.
If and you don't even know you're doing it.
Yeah. It's like, to me though, it's like, so you want me to run in the open. You don't want me to use cover. Like, that's what you're saying to me. And I think people take that term wrong. I mean, it's smart.
How dare you use cover?
Yeah.
Right.
That's like with all these, you know, cheap tactics. At one point, like, don't do that, don't do that. Okay, everyone, stay out in the open. No one aim down sight. No one use attachments.
Old warfare.
Don't shoot
lines,
each other.
20 feet apart, shoot each other.
Yeah.
One set on their knees, one standing up. Ready, fire! Great. Epic video.
I'd like to say 2 words to those people, though, because there are people out there like that, and that's arena shooter.
You know, we should bring that up. Okay, let's go back to the American Revolution. When the U.S. decided to not stand in a line.
Gorilla.
When you said that, though, I mean, it's sort of like on the same topic, and it's something to discuss. Like, when
are you comparing yourself to George Washington, really?
I think I sort of embody him.
The scruff, right?
Yeah, we're probably related. I think I'm related to every U.S. president, so it's just...
And back in the day, they probably said downwind.
Yeah, that's where George Washington used that. All right.
I'm sure.
But no, think about it. Before that, like you said, armies stood 2 lines and shot each other. One day, you know, people are like, let's use the trees for cover and then shoot
the
at
British
them.
were like, totally OP, totally OP.
And they're like, holy crap, you guys are using trees for cover? Screw you. But, like, that's what, like, all this in gaming, it's like someone discovers something new. Given if you don't completely revolutionize it because it's a game everyone sort of figured out, but it's like, when does doing something new cheating? I don't know. It's when does it become cheap?
I'm an idiot. I don't even know what I'm head glitching now.
To be perfectly fair, though, going back to your American Revolution thing, the British did try to get America to sign a agreement saying that they wouldn't use the guerrilla tactics inside. That they would have gentlemanly fighting where they would stand out in the open.
Are you hating on
America? They did complain like that.
I'm so impressed by the level of this podcast right now. I feel unworthy. I just.
All right. So
next week we'll have the history professor on.
Yeah. Well, I'll get some doctors in here. They can discuss if we want to. If you got shot in the head, would it really be 1.5 damage, or would it...
Let's go over multipliers here.
Yes. Can you explain, in your profession as a surgeon...
That would be good.
But
yeah, like I said, though, I don't even know... Like, I mean, obviously, there's some spots you know you're head glitching, but you don't know how, to what degree. I mean, unless you play over and over and over and you check it from both sides. And the way you learn is other people do it to you. You're like, oh my god, that's an awesome spot. I have to use that one, you know? But in the moment, you don't know that your gun's shooting out of your forehead. You don't. I mean, how are you? There's no red flashing light going on. You're cheesing. You know, it's in the moment you can't worry about that. You're just looking for cover to shoot.
So, Culprit, what if you look for head glitch? Me and Time spent time in the map learning the good spots. So
would you look for a head glitch in real life, or you know, just a really good cover spot? I don't know. I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah.
Part of it in Battlefield. Those blocks of, I don't know, it's like stone or paper that, like, it takes a couple bullets and they're gone.
Yeah, why?
When you walk up to that before they've been shot, it is a perfect head glitch. Mm-hmm. There are some metal boxes that you see them a lot on Carcand, I think is where I remember seeing them. That is a perfect head glitch too. Like, the guy you're shooting at basically has to be at least 20, 30 feet away, because if he's on the other side, you can hardly see him too. The DICE has put so much cover in that's perfectly at that height.
Yeah,
they don't know what's going on.
Mm-hmm. That was their supporting competitive gaming. That's it right there. That's all they did. What's with all the paper everywhere?
Yeah, you recognize, like, that's a pallet of that, and I know if I go over there, he's not going to be able to see me, but I'll be able to shoot out. Like, you know, it's exactly what that thing is when you see it on the map.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with it.
Those papers are my past bills, by the way. I'm throwing it out there.
You know, talking on...
I thought that was beta players' feedback.
Just, for me, like, when I think of what I consider cheap in the game, and this is going to make, I think, everyone not agree, but, like, this is why I play soldier skirmishes. That's why vehicles are cheap to me. Vehicles are, like, a huge part of the game, okay? People love vehicles. I don't. So I'm like, you sat in a tank for, like, with 12 people repairing you for an hour. You know, it's like, you're just slowing the game. We're not winning, but you're not winning. You just sit in tank. And to me, it's, you know, it's like, if you're using it how I assume it could be meant to be. I mean, everyone says it's cheap, like, is it using how it's meant to be used? I assume C4 is meant to be laid down to blow people up. If it's on a flag or if it's randomly in the middle of a road, it's probably how it's meant to be used. You know, maybe it's cheaper because a person's doing it in a dickish way or teabagging after he blows you up, whatever, but I consider vehicles cheap. I don't think they're not meant part of the game. They just annoy me, you know? Like, I don't get mad, like, oh man, you're good with the vehicles. I suck with them. Maybe I'd be happier if I wasn't, but it's weird where these cheap tactics come in. It's like, cheap
I don't think they're cheap, but I just don't, like, I don't look at a guy at the top of the boards, he's 40-4, I'm like, he was in the tank. I don't, like, go, I don't respect that. I don't go GG, you know, hey, you're in a tank. Big deal. You're super mode. But, you know, if somebody goes infantry 40-4, even if he's in a squad of medics, it's still like, wow, you worked your ass off to get that. You know, like, it's a respect level for me. I don't really get upset, but I tend to not play vehicle maps. Like I said, I hate Firestorm. I hate, you know, that's why I was looking forward to Close Quarters so much.
Yeah.
Was let down. But, you know, that's why I was excited about it. And, you know, but I don't think that's on the same level for me. Now, like, stealing vehicles, that's a cheap tactic to me that pisses me off, because it just totally throws a balance off of the whole map.
Yeah.
I do that all the time.
Talk about scene crossing rush defense. That's how you win. You steal the LAV.
Or Grand Bazaar, same thing. You know, Now, I mean, that's the team's fault. I don't think the other team's supposed to go, whoa, I could get this tank, but maybe I shouldn't. No, but I mean, at the same time, if they keep it the whole match, it's like, all right, well, they drive it into the river so nobody can get it.
Yeah.
You know, it's frustrating. You know, I don't blame them if I run across a tank and it's sitting there. I'm going to take it, but I might give it back after a little while.
No,
after we built a nice lead.
No mercy. No.
No mercy. You step on that throat and you pin it down.
It is their fault. It's still cheap, though. You know, because if you're the guy, you're like, because it's one thing if they come and take it from your spawn, but if you got some idiot on your team that drives it up and then jumps out because it's 40%, it's like, what are you going to do there? It's just
same goes back to spawn camping, our last topic, where it came to the point.
I mean, it's just
the
players.
If they give it to you, they're like, here's my vehicle, no one's in it, it's got 100% health, see ya. You just say, okay, everyone, don't go in it, but don't let them get it back. Or like drive it back to them. Okay, hey guys, we had your tank. Here it is.
No, you load them with C4 and then you fly back to them.
It's you know, someone Steamhead, C4 is meant to destroy vehicles, not infantry. And I don't think. No. I think maybe you could assume that, but no one's ever said that. You know, DICE doesn't come out with a handbook that says this is how to play the game.
Well, they could certainly nerf it like they did RPGs, because RPGs are just about useless.
And since they haven't, I assume most of those things, it's meant to happen. I mean, they don't say, I want you to do C4 trap, but they're like, there's no way around this kind of stuff, you know? Alright, so one tactic I thought of, and I'd like you guys to go, I've talked a lot this time, just because I think everything's cheap. If you don't use it, if you kill me, you're a cheap player, but... What about...
You're obviously hacking,
Say you're on defense, say you're losing, you're falling back, you're tight on the objective, you just sit and aim down side of the doorway. Is that cheap?
Why?
Just aiming down side of the door.
If you're defending, no.
No, I mean,
some people might go to like camping. Some, you know, is it?
I think you have to. In rush defense, it's different. It's different.
Okay, go to conquest. Go anything. Like, when is it cheap? When is it not cheap? Is it ever cheap?
All right. So if you're on,
is it lame? I don't know.
Like, to me, if you're on conquest and some of the other maps are like some of the other not maps, some of the other flags are in possession of the other team, then yeah, you don't need to be there, in my opinion, just because you need to be helping your team. And if you got one flag and you're watching that doorway to that one flag, that's not doing a whole lot. You need more than one flag. But I mean,
so it's not smart, but does that make it cheap?
Well,
yeah, I don't think you're helping your team either. But I don't know if I would. I might rage at it if the guy does. I'm like, really? What are you doing?
Yeah.
It might be cheap in that, you know, one guy walks in your line of sight, you get the kill, and then he calls you out, and then his friend comes over and takes the dog tags. But that's about all there is to it.
I think it's lame. I don't know if it's cheap. I think it's more of a detriment to their team. So you might get me once, but I recognize that they're playing a man down over there. You know, so.
We don't talk about our topics ahead of time. We just say, oh, this could be a topic here. But cheap tactics is surprisingly difficult because I feel like there's this huge range of what is cheap. Is it fair? Do we like it? Do we not like it? Is it, how it's meant to be played? I think it's interesting, You
already gave the example of vehicles, but most classes in the game, most support, depending on what you got, can't be very effective against them. You got a guy in a vehicle, you can't do anything to him. But if you walk up near a tank, you're probably going to die.
Yeah.
So people see that as battlefield. Other people are like, I don't want to deal with that.
Yeah, it's interesting because it's like I feel like I don't always want to play engineer kit. And given support can use C4, but I think if I'm in a tank with one of you guys, the odds of us getting hit with C4 are very slim because we're gonna have
someone's aware.
Yeah, we're gonna be looking. We're not gonna be like everyone look right here and ignore it. No, we have one guy like, hey, have you checked our rear in the last minute? Yeah, okay. Look, is there windows above us? Like we're checking that stuff. So to me, vehicles are overpowered because someone who knows how to use them can beat even a few decent people. You have to have a few people who know what they're doing to take out a good vehicle. But is it cheap? I think we could go forever. Maybe we should move on to Glitch It, which is going to be, I think, an interesting topic as well.
Before you do, though, mention that we do want them to kind of pick the third topic, so they should, in the chat, if you have a good idea you want us to discuss, they should definitely list it in there, because we're going to leave the third one kind of open to you guys tonight.
That question, I should have titled it differently. So, like, if you guys have something, we'll bring it up and we'll go from there. Thank you, Colbert.
Sorry.
Any other cheap tactics we left out that are worth discussing? Anyone?
Well, I mean, it's kind of an extension of it, but it's like, what the hell is it called on canals where they run it on defense, rush, you run it up to the water, and you just kill the guys getting off the ship. Is the AA, the NAR, what the hell, Tunguska, right? Yeah, like that. I mean, it's just an extension of vehicles, but that is really annoying.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it so much lately. I don't know. Did they nerf it? I'm not sure, but that used to be brutal.
Easier.
They'd park it under the crane, and game over. It was like, what? So you join a game late, and it'd be set up, and you just rage.
Yeah.
Okay, he's brought it up a few times, and I bring Crazy Cookie mentioned semi-auto shotguns. I think going into guns is different than cheap. I think some guns will come up in glitches, but I mean, does anyone consider semi-auto shotguns cheap?
I wish they'd take them out of the game. You guys know where I am. Yeah, I think they're too hard to balance, and DICE has proven they can't balance them. Right. So I think they're more of a detriment than an asset to the game. So, but cheap, I don't know.
It's a.
I mean,
Go on.
I agree with Cobra on that one. They're just too hard to balance because, I mean, if you were to try and look at it in real life terms, I mean, semi-auto shotguns are gonna, I mean, they're gonna fall behind your full auto counterparts.
Right.
But you know, for the sake of trying to make a game fun, you have to try and balance that, and I don't know. Shotguns are fun, but I feel like it's such a touchy subject. Whenever like it's in a game, you always hear somebody saying, "Oh, the stupid guy using the shotgun" or something like that, and it's just so much easier to just not have it in there and just avoid that whole thing completely. I mean,
that's actually a good topic, Triple. Talking about we could go into kits, but all right, let's move to glitches right now, and let's sort of. So yeah, we can talk about any of these things. You want to start with the time? Go on. That's what you got there.
Oh, the MAV thing was absolutely annoying.
MAV elevator specifically?
Yeah, the elevator. And there's you don't see it anymore as far as I haven't seen it recently, but that was just annoying. I mean, you can ignore the guys usually. It's just taking people out of the game and not doing anything, and it means you can't go in certain areas because you get sniped normally is what they do.
There's no way to get them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's an extension of cheesy tactics, but
yeah,
it's obviously not something the developer intended. You know, okay, credit if you can use it to get to a place you could normally get, but when you're up on like on the highway on Tehran,
yeah, exactly.
There's nothing you can do. There are invisible walls up there.
There's no stairs and no ladder. No good.
I think if you can't use a spawn beacon to get there, you shouldn't be able to get there. That's all there is to it. I mean, like because maps like that Tehran highway, you don't drop in from parachute. There's a reason for that.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. Same with Bazaar and everything. Yeah, same thing.
No, I think. Go on.
I was going to say the big one for me is, you guys know, vaulting. It drives me nuts. And it's just, you know.
The one argument, I think everyone can, at least in this crowd here, I think everyone's going to agree glitches suck. But I think there's some that are like, how much of a glitch is it? But I think one big thing that is like the only argument that I hear is that they say, well, everyone can do it. No. So you take in Dart. Let's not use vaulting. That's a little different. But let's take in the Dart.
Yeah.
Dart, I think people considered glitched, and DICE.
You're talking about exploiting glitches.
Yeah. So DICE considered this a glitch because they fixed it. But if everyone can do it, is it a? I mean, how upset can you get when you say, "Well, I'll just use Dart right back at them"? And if everyone uses Dart, yeah, it's annoying. But you all have the same effectiveness, so the most skilled person would still win. Is that not sort of correct?
It completely changes the game so that it doesn't look like the game you would expect to be playing. If that's not something that you would expect, it's hard to define expect because some people expect, you know, you're not going to use a shotgun or C4, but when people are up on the highway on Tehran, what are you supposed to do in that game? Like, the developer clearly didn't even consider that a possibility at all. Yeah. So that just kind of ruins the game, I guess. It's an overused term, but that's the way to put it, I think.
Yeah, but I mean, if the game was supposed to be played with one gun, it would be shipped with one gun. I mean, if the only way you can counter a weapon is that same weapon, I wouldn't have bought the game. You know, like you said, it's almost false advertising, something like that. I want to play the game in all its glory. I don't want to. Like, you're not used to worrying about a shotgun from 300 meters away. You know, I mean, sure, you could load up slugs, but there was deficiencies with that. It was a trade-off. You didn't have a shotgun with an underbarrel M16 attachment. You know, like it was just too OP. The whole kit is how I felt. You know, they had the dart to run around with. When that was out of ammo, they just pulled out their AR. It was like, what? You know, it's at least if you want to run a shotgun with slugs, you got to run a shotgun with slugs. And it was so annoying.
Yeah. So we've gone around. Let's go back to Mav. We'll quickly go over a few glitches. What we think about Mav Elevator. For me, it feels like a hit or miss. Like it was, I don't know, back and forth because of the fact that it was so annoying sometimes. Squad deathmatch, it drove me nuts because you have to get 50 kills, and everyone would just be hiding on top of like buildings. And I'd be like, I can't get killed. They're not killing me at all, but I can't get any kills because they're sitting out of range.
You can't get them. Yeah.
But if you go to like Rush or Conquest, let's use Tran Highway. Pretty much anytime the enemy team went up on the highway, we won. Easy. Because you're up on a highway. Yeah, you might snipe a few of us and it's annoying, but you're not going to stop us from getting objective or capturing those flags.
Was that fun?
No, it's not.
No. I'm not saying. I'm just saying, like, yeah, it sucked even when you won, because you were just kind of like, all right, I'm playing against 8 guys or whatever. You know, I mean, sure, you enjoy getting the win on those guys because you're like, screw you, you know. But overall, it's not fun, you know. So they're ruining the experience even for the guys that win, you know.
You get server bans, right? You can do that. Should DICE be trying to do more to stop that stuff? I'm not sure what they can do, but
they didn't do anything. What was it? It was Mav Elevator. When they failed to fix it the first time, their fix for that was to recommend admins ban it. Like they couldn't do anything. Like I remember, I think it was Gustav Holling was like, "Well, on my server, I'm going to ban people for that. I suggest you do that too." Like, really? That's your response? So they're inept. It's obvious that we can't count on them for much, and hopefully. You know, now they're talking about another rebalance, which maybe we'll talk about eventually, of weapons and whatnot, and I can't wait to see what that opens up now.
No.
Oh, yeah. You say, though. Weapons are actually pretty well balanced, I gotta say.
Got me upset.
Oh, Puffy, your face froze.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
No, you're back.
Uh-oh. He's doing the robot.
The glitch that bothered me the most was Modern Warfare 2's private lobby becomes public, and people would use to fill up lobbies, just mostly for XP boosting. You put 18 people on the tiniest map in the game and set the score limit to basically unlimited.
Oh, wow.
And it made some of the game, like, you didn't know what you were getting when you went into matchmaking. And you kind of see the same thing in Battlefield, not quite to the same extent, though. It's not quite as crazy, but I'm maybe 64 players on a close quarter map was probably the closest Battlefield players going to. That meant that when you went into matchmaking, you had no idea what you were coming to. It was. I stopped playing the game for a couple weeks. I think it was.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes that's the best. You just got to step away.
One thing,
and the motivation there was that it was XP boot. I mean, yeah, it was kind of silly, but you could do that on your own. Yeah. It was the developer had this XP system where it kind of encouraged you to do that kind of thing. And that was something that really got to me. Was they're doing it because of the way the game is designed. That if they can set up their own private games where they can basically XP boost, they'll do it. I don't.
Yeah, it's the same thing with Metro Meat Grinders and stuff. I mean, I did a video. Oh, I think actually it's on DRMB. It hasn't gone up yet, Scott.
Monday.
And the whole craze of double XP, and I mean that's another. I don't understand it, but it's like, why is XP so important to people? I don't get it, but there's always going to be that cachet of people that find ways, and it doesn't really matter what they do. I can't believe I'm defending DICE. They're just going to find ways. I remember in the beginning when this game first came out, there was like guys going in and they're just like killing the EOD bot or something to raise their skill. It's ridiculous.
So with glitches, I think an interesting thing is, for dart glitches and for any of these glitches, Mav Elevator, how is it like, it's just, I guess, getting in the mind of these people, how is that fun? Do you have fun getting an overpowered weapon? Not OP weapons, that's a whole other topic, but a weapon that was patched and changed to what we consider glitched. And I think, let's use dart, because I think that's a pretty good example.
That's a good one.
Most people can agree that wasn't just like an assault rifle with extra power. It was something that was like not close to what should happen, and had assault rifle pellets, and that's not what's supposed to happen.
Right.
So I don't know. I never used the dart when it was broken. Did any of you use it?
No.
And that's
I didn't
not
even test it.
against, you know, you could try it out, like, but
Yes.
I knew it was going to be puffy. I knew it was so admit, like, you're a good player. You do well without using that stuff. You probably did really well with dart. Was there a party like, haha, suckers, or was it all like, this is boring? Like, I don't.
All right. So when it started for me, like when I did do it, I was cruising around the Battlelog forums. I saw somebody posted up there, and that was like the first I heard of it. It was like the day after the patch, and I was like, what are you talking about? It's overpowered. And I didn't notice it was overpowered because, you know, I had you know, some people trying to use the M26 against me the night before and didn't really notice a whole lot. And I was like, it's not overpowered. So I slapped it on a gun, hopped in an op metro match, and I don't even recall the score. It was something ridiculous, like 48-2 or something, just stupid.
Yeah.
And, you know, honestly, when I was doing it, was I having fun? Yeah, I was having a blast just because I was like, yes, this is cool. Look at me. I'm destroying everybody. But then when it was over, I was like, when it was over, I was like, this has got to be fixed because this is going to get out of control. And that was the last time I touched it. I never picked it up again after that. I've picked it up since they fixed it just because they fixed it. I mean, you know, it was, to me, the M26 was a nice way to extend those kill streaks because I don't have enough ammo to kill everybody.
Yeah.
Well, that's how it was with the USAS itself. Like it was early on. I was just leveling up. I had my friend here. We were playing it. Like, oh, unlock the USAS. Let's check it out. We played like 20 minutes with it, and it unlocked the frags. And we're like, oh, I've heard about this a little bit. Let's try this. We played for like 20 more minutes and just put it down. We were like, that's enough. Put it away. Lock it away. That's not fair. It's obvious. You're just like.
It's an interesting, like...
You felt shame, man. You felt dirty. And you're just like, okay, I had my fun.
Yeah.
Put it away.
You know, and I guess... I don't know. I don't want to go into OP guns, but if I was real quick, MP40 from, like, World at War.
God. I like variety. Come on.
When
Ruin
I played
the game.
World at War, though, this is before I knew about YouTube. Like, I picked up a game, and I played through all the weapons. Obviously, what I get killed with, and I was like, okay, let me try this out. And, like, this guy's picking me off well, you know, and I think I do that in this. Now, more involved in YouTube, I pay a little bit more attention, like, what are some of you guys saying? What are some of these YouTube names? What do they tell me is good? And I try those things, but then it was trial and error. I tried everything, you know, and sometimes I was like, this is stupid crazy, and sometimes like, oh, this works. So I'd pick a gun that worked well, and I think we underestimate how many people play the game who have no clue there's patches being made other than when it gets downloaded, no clue things are overpowered, so I think, I don't know, it's weird when glitch. I think they pick up the dart and like, oh wow, this is a good gun for me because I'm doing well with it. Oh, he's doing well with it too. It must, you know, and it's dart. I don't know. It goes into OP guns, but
yeah, I think those tend to be average, below average players. And if you give one of them a dart, and they'll get a few cheap kills on you.
Yeah.
And it's really annoying. So there you go.
Okay, because we're dragging these out, I think because these are so broad, like we can't narrow it in, and maybe we should try to plan that out to narrow them down a little bit more. But let's move on to our next topic, unless anyone wants to say anything. Glitches? Do we want anything? I know we were going to talk about like vaulting, but I think we'd just be saying stuff like it sucks, you know.
There's not much discussion to it. It's just a listing of.
I think that's
What about out of the map glitches?
Glitch.
I haven't seen too many of those.
What is?
I know of a few. There's some
one right now
that almost seem legit, where like you can get like say it's on Op Metro and it's on Scene Crossing 2, where if you go up in those buildings that have 3 stories, but you can like in the second story you can go all the way around. Yeah, you can like get out on the ledge of the 3rd story and kind of jump, hop, and turn to get into the 3rd story where it wraps around. And like to me that is fine.
Yeah, I don't have
in my opinion. But like then they have like out of the map areas. Like there's another one on Metro where you can get out and you can like be on top of the map. Like you can look down and see the players below you, and they cannot see you. There's a ceiling there.
Yeah, those are the problems where you can shoot or see, and they can't shoot or see. That seriously needs to be fixed. I get kind of annoyed by that 3rd story thing because I can't. Even if I put a grenade up there, he usually doesn't get the kill. if I can put a grenade on that spot, I want to get the kill. So
it's a big room, right? And there's the one on Karkan, that corner building by the B flag. There's so many places you can be in there. But I think there's a difference between those and, like he's saying, like up in Metro or even where you got below the map before. Those are different, but
World at War was notorious for having under the map glitches or in walls. You couldn't. They could shoot you. You couldn't shoot them. And COD 4 had a few too.
I think every game's had them. You know, I mean, it happens.
Yeah.
I think the worst one for me was in Modern Warfare 2. It was one of the expansions they released. You could get inside some rock, and to this day, you can still go get in that rock. To this day, you can still go get in it. Are you serious?
They haven't updated anything.
I mean,
you go to old Call of Duties, man, and they are riddled with insane. You go back to World at War, and there's people flying around the map who are invincible. And it's like, what? Like you
think you're playing Tribes?
Yeah, like, people are zooming around. COD 4, you find lobbies like that too, where there's a guy standing in the top of the air shooting. You're like, what the heck?
It's great. Those guys aren't invincible. They just
on COD 4, they're not. No.
And you just wait for them to respawn in there. After like the third or fourth time, they finally figure it out and don't spawn in there again. Yeah. 3 kills.
All right. Sorry, I'm reading the chat. Let's go into the next topic. And you guys, you saw anything? One I saw sort of interesting. It might take too long, and we've already gone for like 50 minutes, so we might not want to do this one. But was about kits. And that's sort of, I think, maybe discussing. We all played Bad Company 2 a little bit, right? Even if it was after it was popular.
Really.
Corporate? No, no one?
What's that?
Did you guys all play Bad Company 2? No?
No. Yeah, I did.
You did.
Yep.
Time did.
On Xbox.
Puppy, did you?
Yes.
Okay. Well, what I think the discussion was is how sort of the assault kit changed. How about what they're given? Assault kit is given health now. Support kit's given ammo. Engineers, same. Recon, same. But I don't know. How's that dynamic? Do we think it's best? Do we not think it's best?
I do. I think it's much better. Time actually commented on this on a recent video of mine. So I know he's got some reference to it, even though he didn't play Bad Company 2. The meta kit with the LMG in Bad Company 2 did not make any sense to me. So I approve the change. I think it's good for Battlefield 3, where you're at the front lines, you can revive. It makes sense to me, and it speeds up the game. It makes it more fun to me. If you wanted to change it more, because I do feel like Assault's a little overpowered. It's not really overpowered. It's just overutilized. Like, it has so much utility. It's so important.
Too useful almost. It has everything
it's not really OP. It's just unless there's a tank breathing down your neck, there's just no reason to run anything else.
I agree.
And so, like, if you wanted to make it like as soon as you equip a med pack or something, you have to run a carbine or a PDW, like something like that would be the route to go, I think. Like, but I don't want to say, I don't want to mess with it honestly because I don't have any confidence in them. But if you're asking me Bad Company 2 or this model, I would take this model 100 times over. It just didn't feel right in Bad Company 2. And on this counter side of that, I hated the noob tubes with the ammo packs. Like, some guy would just squat and just shoot noob tubes all day long. So I definitely approve of Battlefield 3 in that regard.
Well, how about time before Puppy you go? You haven't played the other one, so how do you consider the dynamic right now, not have seen anything else?
Okay, my thing is with the defibs. The assault class having the defibs makes it incredible, and it's partly because the defibs are so damn good. The fastest way to heal someone is to let them die and then revive them.
They should have switched it. They should make you switch out the defibs for an M320 as opposed to the med pack.
I think that would be one reasonable way to go. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna go into this later, but when you can. Because you got, 8 to 13 seconds, the guy can choose to wait or respawn, and you either have to wait on his body for his teammate to come, or you have to assume he's respawned in. That drives me nuts. So I think it's the defibs are so good, and that's one of the reasons you see everyone running medic. And partly, assault rifles are great.
Yeah,
so,
the best weapon, the best kit.
Culprit, I was sort of... Puppy, do you have anything to say before I go in? I've been talking
well, I have no problem with it, just because that's the kit I play the most.
Yeah.
So that's obviously why I have no problem with it. I can see that some people can make a case for it being a little imbalanced, just because a squad full of medics, on a map that doesn't have vehicles, a squad full of medics wins.
Yeah.
I mean, they're so. in that aspect, it's I can see it being having a case for being a little uneven. But at the same case, you can also make a case for the engineer class. I mean, the engineer class can take out people if you're decent with a carbine. I mean, you can take them out at assault rifle ranges. It's not really a problem. You can take out vehicles. You can repair your own vehicles. I mean, it's to me, it's not so much that the assault class is super powerful. It's that support and recon are really garbage.
I think, and that's when Culper said, oh, I think it's sort of a good setup. At first, when I first was thinking about it, when that came up, I'm like, well, that's crazy. The assault kit is so much more powerful. And that's what I was thinking. I think you're right, Puppy. I think I go back to that engineer's pretty good, but that recon support just sucked. And some people are going to disagree. And you can do good with the support kit. You can do good with the recon kit.
There's always exceptions.
But
right.
On the whole, you take a sampling. We took our sampling right here. Everyone, us in here and everyone in the chat, and we all try a different kit. The majority of us are going to do our best with the assault kit because it's just such a powerful kit.
It's just, any given situation on any map, assault is a viable class to play.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, you go close quarters, forget about engineer. There's no point to run it. You go, a non-vehicle map, there's no point running an engineer. I mean, sure, like you said, the MTAR, I love it, hipfire, great. But those are, like, exceptions. Same thing, you go on a tight map, why are you running recon?
Yeah.
There's really just not much of a need. And support, I mean, Jesus, I mean, it's the worst of them all, I think. If you're not running, like, a PDW or a shotgun or something, the weapons they're not good. Especially now that they nerf suppression back. I think they should have left suppression the same way for LMGs, but that's another thing. Because they need something. Support needs something bad, I think.
So that's where I was going with Bad Company 2 model. I felt like support being a medic, was good. Because the support would always show up. You would get people using support because they then got their medic skills. And that's why, I feel like ammo is great to have. And I think, Puppy, you mentioned here, and I know Time in Game, you mentioned, I'm out of ammo, what do? I don't know, I guess I die enough that I don't run into that much.
That's me.
But how many times do you not find a gun?
I usually get killed when I'm trying to pick up the gun. That's usually what happens to me.
Or you find a sniper
litter
rifle.
bug practice comes in, man.
I suck at it. I'm going to do it, I promise, but I'm terrible at it. But, I just felt the balance wasn't there. I felt like, and the immersion, which sounds cheesy, I know, but, running around an LMG and you're trying to, take care of a guy, it didn't fit to me. It stuck out to me pretty bad. And then, like I said, the counter, then you got ammo on a guy with a noob tube,
that's a good point.
And that's just a bad combo to me. I mean, especially Bad Company 2, where you could bring down buildings and destroy an MCOM. It didn't fit. Now, maybe in this environment it would. I don't know, but
I like your idea, though. I think, from what I've heard, and I've not put enough thought in this, because you guys opened my eyes to a few things, but I think giving the assault kit, having him to trade out defibs,
I think that's the way it should have went.
I think it'd be really smart.
I think that would
just flip that, because the defibs are way more powerful than a med pack. I think, as far as squad continuity and stuff. Because I mean, med packs are great. I still use them more than any of the other ones.
I do a lot too. But it's
I
something
think
you can go without. For a defib, defib just
that makes
changed the whole game. I
mean, think about squad rush. Think about trying to make that decision now with no. Sure, I want to run smoke, but it ain't worth it. You'd have to run the paddles.
Assault is great. We talked earlier about vehicles being really good, and so when you end up on a vehicle-heavy map, you see so many engineers. That's the other. I guess that's the next step of this is, okay, how many Stingers or Iglas does it take to take down air support? I mean, it's just you need a squad full of engineers.
I have yet to actually get a Stinger kill.
Unless the plane is parked on your head.
Every weapon, but I do not have any kills with a Stinger.
This is why I like infantry maps.
But I think that's a good thing. It's like this is where those two kits just reign powerful. I think in most cases you see, unless we can go to the competitive scene just to assume that these guys know what they're doing. I don't want to go on it much, but you see assault and engineers, maybe a recon if spawn beacons are allowed. And if not, there's probably no recons, But it's like when you're on infantry maps, assault kit is going to win most of the time because it's just a more powerful kit. When you go vehicle heavy, it's like no one else can really do much with to fight what vehicles, you know? Engineers just so much more powerful. You can engage tanks, you know? Alright, you know, yes, supports can do it. C4 kills are awesome, they're effective, but if you're playing a good team, you're not going to get in close to a tank very well.
Yeah.
But it's like, do you guys have suggestions for an idea? How would you balance that out? My opinion just right now is, like, give another kit something else, but I don't...
C4. Everybody should have C4, I think. I mean, it's going to go against close quarters, our whole argument before, but, you know, Recon can have C4, Assault can have C4. And at least then you have something. Or make the 320 maybe damage it a little more. Couldn't just make C4 on every
map, but they're just so exposed and so slow that I hardly ever see anyone use them.
For what?
If you had the tow missiles.
Oh, yeah.
I think that thing, you're like, I need this last ribbon in order to get that achievement. What, I gotta find myself a tow missile?
That's going to be Arm and Kill's assignments, I'm telling you what.
Yeah. So if those were better placed, I mean, even if it took a couple of shots, so, you know, maybe you were more protected, then other classes might have a chance to do something to vehicles. That's just, I guess that's one thought.
I wish those things would respawn. They don't respawn if they get destroyed. That really bothers me. Like I don't
even know where they are, to be honest.
I've gotten quite a few kills with them just because, like, you know, I play on a lot of the smaller infantry maps that do have vehicles. Like Grand Bazaar Conquest has got a few of them on there, and if you hop on it at the right time, you know, you can pop that LAV or that Jeep, and it's basically destroyed in one hit. I mean,
yeah, it's super powerful.
Wait, there's a tow missile on Grand Bazaar.
Do is, like, run over it on their way by, and it's gone. I mean, it's...
Puppy, Grand Bazaar Conquest?
Yeah, by the bus, by the spawn.
Yeah, by the bus. There's one by the bus.
I don't have any kills with one of those things. I thought pretty much they were only on, like, aircraft carriers.
No, they're both right outside the spawn, like, essentially, because they're on both sides.
What do I do when I play that map so much, because it's, like, one of my favorite. I've never even seen it.
It took me a minute.
Well, because you don't get pushed back to spawn, man. I mean, that's where you see it back in your spawn.
I've never had anyone use it against me. I've never seen anyone using it. That's crazy. But
I've been blown up by it. That's why I don't drive vehicles. Terrible.
It's wicked powerful. It's wicked powerful.
You can one shot. I've used them on Caspian a lot, on Hilltop. That's where I used it a lot.
I don't play Caspian.
Coming from checkpoint or something. I don't mind Caspian, but...
So, kits. One good thing we've come up with, I think, is switch out. Defibs has to trade for shotguns and stuff. Did we have any suggestions? C4 all around was one. I think a few people in the chat were like, that'd be insane.
It would be in close
quarters.
quarters
Recon having it, because like you're giving the Recon something useful. But
or the old mortar attack, like Recon used to have in Bad Company. I mean,
yeah, that was good.
It was not OP at all.
Yeah.
And in Bad Company, the Recon kit could get C4 too if you used a shotgun.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's where that came from, right?
They could use C4. They had mortars. I think that was both. That was good.
Because even if the mortars came down on your head, like you're the victim, like that first one came down, and you knew right away, gotta go, you know, and you could get away from it.
Yep.
You know, if you're an idiot, you're dead, or you know. But that first, it was like that tracer first shell would hit, and you were like, what? And you could get away from it.
See, as we go through it, in my head, even though it might not seem right, I still feel like Bad Company 2, each kit mattered more. The kits, I use different kits more than I use different kits now.
They were probably better balanced overall.
I think they were better balanced.
But I didn't like how they were balanced. Yeah, I mean, I think they could have been balanced better, but as far as just overall balance, I think, yeah, they definitely were better.
And I thought that from get-go, when they started doing trailers for Battlefield 3, and they told me the Assault is the medic now, it's like, wait a minute. The Assault was already the best kit, pretty much. You know, now you're giving him the most powerful tool in the game. It's like you just made the best.
Yeah. I loved it because that was me. I was like, yeah. You know,
Finally,
I don't have to make that decision. Because it was always was. I didn't know what to play.
Yeah,
but
I agree.
Agent Eggroll, I mean, he brings up a good point in chat. He says, should mortars just, you know, bump up the damage against armor? And it seems like an easy thing to do. Why not? Nobody uses mortars now, thank God.
Yeah.
But, like, nerf them against infantry, like they've done. Like, they just did it with RPGs in close quarters. And you can shoot an RPG at the guy's chest. It won't kill him right now.
Yeah.
But, you know, like, just make it destroy vehicles. I mean, one-shot them. I don't care, you know. It's hard to hit a vehicle with one of those.
I think those are both really good suggestions. Give the Assault kit, balance him a little bit more, and give the support extra damage against vehicles so that it gets back in the running. Awesome. Tom, you got anything to say about them?
Oh, sounds good.
Yeah. Alright, I think we sort of covered the kids. I saw people said they don't know what we were going to say about A-Squad. And A-Squad, so it's actually a little... I guess a surprise, I don't know if it's special, but instead of going on your topic, we're going to hop online and we're going to game. together on Xbox, and we're gonna get a squad. So that's what a squad is us.
In other words, come get dog tags.
Come try if you want, but we're gonna be a squad. That's for sure.
And I know my subs gonna be excited because I'm actually getting on the Xbox.
Yeah. So let's start it up.
It's gonna be a bloodbath. Yeah, it's gonna take me a little bit.
Yeah, we'll take a few minutes. I think we'll leave.
I gotta fire up the chopper. It's so loud.
So hopefully you guys want to watch. I mean, you guys are Battlefield fans. You guys can get going. I'm just going to tell them that hopefully you would enjoy watching Battlefield. We thought we sort of went we didn't pick our topics until like yesterday, so we were behind. We're like, hey, let's play. Let's give them watch us play. Hear us doing our tactics and
lots of Battlefield.
Yeah. Alrighty. So I'll leave the stream going if you want to talk. I'm going to be running back and forth between the camera, getting everything set up. But it should just be 10 minutes. Copra, is your Xbox in the same room?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it'll be about time.
Cam.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, I'm turning off the cam.
Yeah, you guys.
Thanks for coming out, guys. I appreciate the support.
Yeah, I can probably make a new scene.
Yeah, you're gonna stream, right?
Yes, I'm gonna stream it.
Yeah.
You want us to stay in the chat with, or
I'm not gonna be able to.
No, we'll back out. We'll get the Xbox chat going. Xbox is on, so if you guys all get on, we'll be there in a second.
All right, guys. I'm out.
See you over there.
Hope you guys enjoyed this stream. I'm gonna cut it off, and I'll come back online in just a sec.